was meant to be a breathtaking closing moment. It would be, but for all the wrong reasons. Jessica crouched at the edge, toes curled over the slick platform, water lapping at her heels. She looked out over the crowd, thousands of faces, eyes locked on her, and then down into the shimmering blue below. Kate hovered just under the surface, her black and white form rippling in the refracted sunlight. With a deep breath, Jessica slid into the water, her body slicing through with barely a splash. She surfaced beside Kate, offering a familiar hand signal, the one that always meant, "Let's swim together." But in that instant, something shifted. Kate's eyes rolled slightly, the white patches tilting downward as she sank, slowly, deliberately, into the deep. Jessica treaded water, scanning the surface for her partner. But Kate didn't vanish. Beneath the rippling light, her silhouette began to move, circling. Tight, controlled loops. A predator's dance. On the platform, two trainers noticed immediately. Their whistles cut sharply through the stadium's soundtrack. Kate's recall signal. She didn't respond. Jessica's smile stayed fixed for the crowd, but for a fraction of a second, just long enough for anyone close enough to see, her eyes betrayed something else. Confusion. Unease. Then, without warning, Kate rose from the depths in a vertical surge, 22 feet of muscle and instinct. The strike was silent until the moment of impact. Her jaws clamped around Jessica's waist with a force that bent her body backward. There was a deep, wet thud, the sound of two powerful masses colliding. Jessica's arms flailed, fingers splaying wide, bubbles exploding violently around her as she gasped in shock. The audience's reaction was instant, a mix of gasps, laughter, and cheering. Many thought it was a stunt, part of the show's choreography. But then, the screaming began. Kate's head twisted sharply, jerking Jessica like a rag doll. The movement was brutal, unnatural. One of her legs whipped sideways, the joint snapping into an impossible angle. A crimson cloud began to bloom in the water. In a heartbeat, Kate dove, dragging Jessica under. The surface snapped shut above them, leaving only a roil of bubbles and red. Underwater, Jessica's world became chaos. Her lungs burned instantly from the sudden shock. Kate's teeth dug through neoprene, pinning her in a vice. The massive Orca drove her deeper, the filtered blue light above growing dimmer with each second. Jessica clawed at Kate's head, her fingers raking the smooth black skin, but the Orca's grip only tightened. Kate began to shake her, side to side, violent bursts that rattled Jessica's bones. Her vision blurred, ears filled with the thunder of water rushing past. Her chest screamed for air. On the surface, the trainers were in motion, banging the sides of the pool, blowing whistles in rapid bursts, shouting commands. The emergency protocol was in play, but Kate ignored all of it. Her world was narrowed to one target. When Jessica broke the surface again, it was not in control. Kate erupted from the water, her head and half her body arcing high, Jessica's form still in her jaws. The scream that tore from Jessica's throat was high-pitched, primal, cutting through the stadium's noise like a blade. But just as quickly, they were gone again, vanishing into the depths with a final powerful sweep of Kate's tail. This time, the water swallowed them whole. Gasps turned to screams. Children buried their faces into their parents' chests, sobbing